Man, it has been a crazy month, but we are finally back. Welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a crazy month. I've literally had weeks that I have not been able to produce any videos or do anything. It's just been so busy and things that I've had planned. Usually around like the Easter time, it gets very, very busy for me. But all that is done, and now I am set free to make some content and do some more videos, so I'm excited for that today. Today, as you know, is Top 10 Tuesday, but instead of like the normal top 10, I'm actually gonna go through a lot of the stuff that I've been doing, but also a lot of the games that just got added into my collection and some of the ones that I've played. I'm going to do some mini reviews of those. So this has been the month of March and April. So without further ado, if you watch this video all the way through, you like what you see, don't forget, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We already hit 12,600, which was awesome. I had an event this past weekend, and I was at a board game garage sale, and I had my little spinning wheel over there, and I was like, hey, look, if you subscribe to the channel, you can spin the wheel and potentially win some prizes like $5 off games and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. So I got some subscribers that way, so that was pretty cool. I'm trying to be creative in how I market and get more subscribers. But yeah, a lot of this month has been less of me doing content and more time for me to play games with people. There was a lot of events that I did, the Friday events that I do monthly, as well as like a little mini convention that I went to. Got to sell some games, play some games, so that was cool, and really cool people. So if I saw you at the event for Gaming Caravan, then you already know who I am. So anyways, let's go through some of the games that got added to my collection. So entering the collection from Roxley Games, they went ahead and sent me a copy of Santorini, the second edition. I had the first edition. Well, I don't even know if it was the first edition. It was the Spin Master version. I went ahead and opened them both up. I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, so which one's better? Is the second edition better than the first edition? Should I just get the second edition? Yeah, get the second edition. It's probably going to be more available than the Spin Master version, but I will say that I don't think there's much of a difference between this edition and the Spin Master. The components look the same, maybe a little slight difference, maybe a little bit better in the second edition, but honestly, I think that the differences are negligible enough that you could get either of these and be fine. So do you have to get this if you have the first edition? I wouldn't recommend it unless you're getting like the deluxe version that has the really nice like upgraded pieces, but this is just the standard version and this is just fine. But thank you, Roxley, for sending me this as a review. Santorini is like a 9 out of 10 for me because this game is probably one of the greatest two-player games ever made. I love this game, and I'll always love this game because it's just super, super good. Let me get it off camera. Another game that got added to my collection, I don't know, maybe I think I might have already shown this one, but I got Finspan, and I got it with the deluxe pieces, which I don't think make the game better. They have these little like eggs and little fish tokens. I feel like it gives you more work to do because in the basic version, the eggs have the fish on the back. So it's like if you have an egg and it hatches, you flip the little cardboard piece over and the egg turns into a fish when you flip it over. In this one, you have to actually take the eggs off and then put the fish back on, and it's just extra work. And who wants to do extra work? Not me, not this guy. But I haven't gotten a chance to play this yet, but I have seen a lot of people play it already, and it looks fun. I'm excited to get that one to the table. Another game that made it into my collection is a game called Floristry. This one's actually relatively new. It is a 2-player only game, but it is like a 2-player auction game, which there's not a lot of those out there. If I may be as bold as to say this might be the only one, but auction games don't work well with 2. Most of the time you need to play with like 3, 4, 5 and up players, but this one is especially made for that. And you're picking up tiles, and these little tiles, there are 4 of them that come out in front of you between you and your opponent, and you guys are going to buy those tiles by auction, and whoever buys them gets to choose 3, and then their opponent gets the leftover tile. But the cool part is it uses a little app that sits between you guys in the on your phone, and there's a little timer, and the price starts at like 5 money or whatever it is, and then it goes 4, 3, 2, and the price just keeps going down, and so you can try to outbid the other person, but not bidding more, but by bidding less. It's like I can get 3 tiles for only 1 coin, and it's just got some cool scoring. And then you put these tiles inside of a grid, and then you can kind of move the grid around. I really like this game. I don't know that I would recommend it to just everybody. I think it's a good filler game. It's probably somewhere between a 7 and an 8, more so in the 7.5 region, I think, for me. I don't think it's a strong recommend for me for everybody, but if you like little tile laying games and you like flowers and things like that, maybe this might be the right game for you. I think the coolest part is definitely the auctioning mechanisms and stuff. But yeah, that was an interesting game. I really like this one too. Another game that was sent to me, they actually sent me 2 copies, and I used one as a giveaway. So thank you so much for sending me Top Tier. This is by Indie Board and Cards, and this is a really interesting game. Haven't gotten a chance to play it just yet, but I've read through the rules and I know how to play it. The basic gist of it is that you have a person who is going to look at a whole bunch of character cards of different things like Dracula, different stuff like that, and then they're going to rank them according to a secret card that only they get to look at. And then so they look at this card and it basically says, you know, like, how would you rank these people? I think as a cult leader, there you go. How would you rank these people as cult leaders, right? And so then you are you rank them secretly on your own little paper, and then everybody has to figure out how you rank these people when you show them the card and say, how did this person rank them as cult leaders? And so then everybody's trying to like fix them. He would rank this guy higher because he really likes Dracula, he really likes this person. And so you're just moving stuff around. It's a really interesting party game. I'm looking forward to trying it out, but thank you guys for sending me a copy of this game. It looks really fun. Another cool game that I got is 2 Rooms and a Boom. This game, I got a chance to play it already, but I only played like the basic version, but it looks very, very promising. This is an older game. It's not, I don't think this is new, but I think this is like a newer version of the game. But basic gist is that I love social deduction games, and I want to have like every single social deduction game, like all the most popular ones. And this one is on everybody's list. Everybody's like, yo, try 2 Rooms and a Boom. It's so much fun. And it's really good at conventions because you just split 2 people or 2 groups up into 2 rooms, and everybody is trying to figure out who each other is, because there's the red team and the blue team, and they're trying to figure out whose team are you on. The goal is, if you're on the red team, you want the president, who's on the blue team, to be in the same room as your bomber, who's on the red team. And if the president and the bomber end up in the same room together at the end of the game, the red team wins. But if they end up in separate rooms and there's no bomber with the president, then the blue team would win the game because they protected the president, right? So the fun part about the game, though, is that it has like a million different cards where they give you different player powers and things like that. It's hilarious, man. We played a couple of games of it, and it was actually really, really fun. And so next to Blood on the Clock Tower, it's another great addition to the collection for those types of games. Another game got added to my collection. Oh my gosh, this one's huge, and I have gotten to play this multiple times. That is Critter Kitchen, the Deluxe Edition. This thing is amazing. I really like this game. Easy comparison, Flamecraft. What's the comparison here? Because they look the same. I think that's the reason why, is because they're made by the same, produced by the same company, same artwork. So a lot of people are like, how does it compare to Flamecraft? It doesn't. It's not the same game at all. It's very, very different. But if I were to choose between this and Flamecraft, I would choose Critter Kitchen over Flamecraft. Although Flamecraft has a special place in my heart, and I'm still going to play it, and I still rate that game pretty highly. This one has just a lot more going on. I don't want to say a little bit. It has a good amount more going on than Flamecraft does. It's a worker placement, but the way you pick where you're going to go is by picking the cards of different locations. And so you play those out for your 3 workers. You have a small, medium, large worker. The small worker goes first at every location to pick ingredients. The second worker can take, the first worker the small worker can choose the ingredient first, but they only get 1 ingredient. The second worker is a medium worker. He can take 2 ingredients, but he always goes kind of second. And then the third worker is the big worker, and he can take 3 ingredients, but he always goes last. So it's got this really cool balance of, I got to go to this location with this worker because I know that if somebody goes there, they're not going to take that much, so I can take like the most. This guy, I really want that ingredient. I'm first in the priority list, so I'm going to send my small worker there. And on top of that, you get little zoo chefs that just kind of change up each round, and they add like an extra element to the game where it's like, hey, this guy is a cheetah and he can take 3 ingredients, but he goes to the front of the priority order. He moves your marker up, so it makes it so that in case if there's any speed ties, you get to go first because he's a cheetah and he's really fast. So a lot of cool stuff in this game. I really like this. I want to do a full review of this game, but just as a review right now, this is a 9 out of 10 for me. I love it. It's well produced. So much beautiful stuff inside that box. I'm just going to leave it here, even though you're going to see it on screen, but that's that. Another big boy I just got, actually just picked this one up today, and that is La Granja. La Granja is some kind of farming game that came out a long time ago, and then they remastered it with this deluxe master set, which I think this one's not new. This isn't a new game. This is still an older game, but it is supposedly a really good production. I think on BGG they gave it like an 8.3. We'll see. I've never played it, and I would love to see how that game plays. Another really good game that a lot of people hype up a lot is I think this is the 2024 edition of Lords of Vegas. I've been wanting to play this game for so long because I hear so many people talk about it, and they tell me, yo, Lords of Vegas is amazing. You really got to try this game out. I got it on my list. Haven't played it yet, but I'm really excited to get this one to the table. I already learned how to play it, so now it's just finding the people to come over and play the game. Another one that I'm excited about is my newest game, and that is Black Forest. This is supposed to be like a re-implementation of Glass Road, even though I hear they're not entirely common, like don't have the same things in common. They're different games, but that is kind of like a re-implementation of that game. But this game looks great. I'm just excited to get another Uwe game to the collection because I like basically all of his games. I'm only missing maybe a couple that I can think of. Like I don't have Glass Road, but I do have Black Forest. I don't have Atiwa, and there's probably like a couple of other ones that I don't have currently, but for the most part I have most of these games, and I'm excited to get them to the table because his games are amazing. Another cool social deduction game that I got at the gaming caravan from one of the vendors is Don't Mess with Cthulhu, the deluxe edition. I've already learned how to play the game, and I've watched a couple of gameplays of this, and it just looks so much fun that you have people that you don't know what their allegiance is, and everybody gets like these little cards that have one of 3 things. You're either going to get a rock, you're going to get an elder sign, or you're going to get Cthulhu, right? And the goal is that if you are one of the cultist players, you're trying to get people to because every turn, it kind of reminds me of Skull, where you have to flip over somebody else's card. And so you choose a card to flip over. So people are trying to bluff and say like, oh, don't pick me, I've got Cthulhu over here. But really they're like, I'm on the Cthulhu side, and I have a bunch of elder signs that I don't want them to pick up. So you kind of threaten people and say, no, don't pick up anything, I have Cthulhu, keep me out of it, right? And so that's the idea. It's like we have to get 6 elder signs. If you are an investigator on the investigator team, you got to find 6 cultist signs, or 6, what are those things called? I already forgot. But you're trying to find the elder signs. But if you accidentally flip over the Cthulhu card, then the cultists win the game. So, and then everybody gets like a Cthulhu like little card or something like that, and then you just keep playing the game. But it's really, really fun. It says 20 minutes, 4 to 8 players. I just like social deduction, so we'll see how that one goes. This is another game that I added to my list that I was like, I'm so excited that I actually found a copy of this. I got the Bloody Inn. They had a brand new sealed copy of it. I already opened it up. I'm learning how to play it now, and I'm excited to get this one to the table. I think the basic gist of it, I haven't really like played it yet, but the basic gist is that you have a hotel and you're trying to draw in customers so you can kind of kill them, I think. It looks really, really fun. This is like the types of games that I like to play with my friends because they're just silly and they're not meant to be taken too seriously. I know some people are like, oh, I don't like that game because of the theming and stuff like that. True, I could understand that, and if it makes you uncomfortable, it makes you uncomfortable, but I can't wait to play that one because it looks really, really fun. I also got this at the Board Game Garage sale, and it came with the expansion. I think I got it for like 25 bucks, which was not bad because it came with the expansion plus the Kickstarter bits that it came with. So I've been seeing this at the store. I actually just did, like, my last top 10 video was like top 10 artists, and the artist slash creator of this game was on my like honorable mentions because I was like, man, this artwork, I don't know what it is, but the front cover of this game drew me in. Like, I wanted the game. Even to this day, currently, as I'm speaking to you now with this game in my hand, I have no idea what this game is about. I don't know the mechanisms. I don't know anything about this game. It was 25 bucks, and I was like, the person said 30, I said 20, they said 25, split the difference. I was like, I'll take it because it's 25. It came with the expansion and stuff, but it looks so cool, man. And honestly, I just like it for the artwork. It might actually be a good game. It might not be, who knows? But I'm excited to get it to the table because it just looks really, really pretty. And that is the Explorers of Navoria, and got my big bag here. I learned how to play Western Legends. I have not played it yet. I'm gonna play it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I got a chance to play Broom Service. That game is phenomenal. It has some things in it that make me not rate it as high as I want to, because I had a great time playing it, even though my friend David just destroyed us, having never played the game before. He just min-maxed his way to victory, and it was insane the amount of points he like led by. But it's such an interesting game. There were some things I didn't like when I choose a card, and if somebody plays that card and it's like I think this is user error. Something that I have to remember for like the future is like I was playing cards and I was kind of like, oh man, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do this, and then after I do those two things, then I can do this move. But then somebody would play the card which I needed to play on my third play. Like I was like, I'm gonna play this card third, then somebody plays that card first, then I have to play that card. So it's like anytime somebody plays a card you have in your hand, you automatically have to play it. And it has a cool mechanism, which I love, which is playing brave or playing cowardly. If you play cowardly, you're kind of like, hey, look, I'm just gonna do this because I'm assuming somebody's gonna be braver than me, and if they play brave, I don't get any kind of ability from my card. So if you play cowardly, you get a smaller ability, but if you play brave, you get a bigger ability. But if somebody else plays brave after you, it cancels out your card completely and you get nothing, and which never feels good. But yeah, sometimes you would plan out turns and then somebody would play something and you're like, oh my gosh. And then it makes every card in your hand worthless because of the way you built it. So it's like, I knew for the future, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to plan with like some backups in mind. Do you know what I mean? And just kind of build up towards something. But yeah, there was some things that were in it that just didn't feel good. It's not that they were bad. It just felt weird. So the game was like an 8 for me. I really, really enjoyed it. I struggled to give it an 8 just because like in the 8 range is where I'm kind of like, I would recommend this game to people. I don't know that I would recommend this game to other people. I love the theme is cool. It's like Kiki's Delivery Service as a board game. But yeah, I don't know that I would recommend it to everybody. So like I'm hesitating putting it in the 8 range, and I think I'm just putting it there for personal enjoyment. But it was a great game. Broom Service is awesome. If you've never seen it, it's a great game. I really enjoyed playing it, and I'm looking forward to playing it again. But that was cool. And I think that's it, man. That is all the games that I have added to my collection and have played. Are there any games you saw here that you have played and you're excited to see that I have now? And give me some advice on my first playthrough, what I should be looking out for. And also, if there are any game recommendations you want to make, things you want to see added to my collection, let me know. And if I see those games, I'll go ahead and pick them up because I have no problem getting games. I love buying new games constantly. And since we just had a garage sale, a board game garage sale, I was able to make a lot of money, and now I can bring those games into my collection. Oh, actually, at the convention that I just went to, I got to play, what is it called? Video Game Champion. It's the Brazilian game. I got to play that. Really cool game. I feel like that game has way too much going on. Like, I felt like there were certain mechanisms in that game that I was like, we don't need these. Like, I feel like the game would have been fine without those things, but it was still really fun. Like, I enjoyed my time with that game. I would not recommend that game to everybody. That is a tough game to learn and teach. We got the hang of it, and it was really good, and I felt like I had a good flow at a certain point, but there were certain things. The one thing I couldn't get used to was how short the rounds were, because I felt like the rounds needed like one more extra like turn during the rounds, because I feel like everybody gets like maybe 2 or 3 turns per round. And then it felt like it was just one round too many. Like I felt like by I forgot how many rounds it was, like second or third round, I was already like, cool, I'm happy, let's score this thing. And they're like, no, we got one more round. I'm like, the heck am I gonna do now? Like, we already took all of the the objective cards, and so little things like that. But Video Game Champion was an interesting game, and I don't think I would recommend it to just everybody. Like, you have to really like board games to really like that game. That is not a gateway friendly game. I wouldn't introduce this to people who are new to games at all, but it's a solid game. I thought it was pretty decent, and I would play it again for sure. I don't know if I'd own it, but I'd play it again for sure. Definitely would play it again. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into this video. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for bearing with me the last couple of weeks and didn't produce any videos. And again, been super busy, but that time period of my life is over, and now I'm going to continue to produce more content, and including doing some actual reviews. I finally got like my full like setup now, and now I'm ready to like do the top down camera, and I can actually like show you all the components and stuff like that. And then my Elder Scrolls from Chip Theory, I finally got my game in, and that thing is huge. I might actually just leave that on my table permanently, so you'll always see the Elder Scrolls symbol on there. By the way, I've been playing that game. Elder Scrolls Oblivion came out, which I was like just dropping games out of nowhere. Like, I'm trying to pay attention to one hobby at a time, and then they have to tempt me with Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which I did buy and have been playing it, and that game is amazing. And I was like, man, it's so hard to keep my hobbies like intact. I've been reading a lot of books. In the comment section too, let me know if you are interested in knowing about those types of things, because I do a lot more than just play video games. I read a lot of books, fiction books. I watch a lot of movies, TV shows, animes, and I also play video games and a lot of other stuff. So if there's any other hobbies you guys are interested in that I can add into the channel that you guys would actually like to see, let me know, because I am just the entertainment guru at this point with all of the things that I have fun with. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into this way too long of a video. See you guys later. Peace out.